How many times have you thought about what you would do different if you could stop following the norms that are expected of us? I don't know about you, but as I hit mid stride in life, the importance of what others require from me has greatly decreased. I'm just tired of the games and hiding behind the curtain. As business owners, as adults, as people on the internet, we've become so accustomed to hiding the messy part, filtering out the flaws, and editing everything to perfection. I've reached a point in life where I'm like, no more. I'm Lee Drozak, the digital navigator, and I'm here to tell you why I'm ditching some of those habits that don't serve me anymore. So, with that out of the way, let's dig in. I don't owe anyone an explanation. Recently, my son had a big decision to make. He came to me for advice. And after we talked it through, I told him, look, whatever you choose, choose for you. Don't feel like you owe anyone a reason or an explanation. Me, not your partner, not anyone. That I've been operating, especially since my heart surgery 10 years ago, because that really knocks into you what's important. That kind of change, it changes your outlook. We make decisions for us, or at least we should. That doesn't mean we need to justify them to anyone. When you start looking through this lens, decisions actually become easier. You start factoring in your needs first, your wants, and your dreams. It's kind of like saying that no is a complete sentence. No, your decisions are yours, no side notes needed. I stop the hustle and grind. Look, I'm not saying there isn't a time and a place for working hard and hustling, especially at the very beginning of building your empire. But in this season of life, for me, the days are flying by, and I want to take the time to marinate in it all. I have a hard and fast rule. I don't work on weekends. They're my time. Now, that doesn't mean I don't do any work. I just don't do client work because it's my time. Time to read, ideate, catch up with my girls, be with my family, all the fun stuff that I enjoy, all the me things. Building a business or a dream does take hustle, but it doesn't have to come at all costs. Boundaries are key to keeping burnout at bay, and you need to set them and stick with them. I won't function from scarcity around money, around time, joy, everything. When I was younger, I was taught to scrimp and save and basically hoard, especially when it came to money. In the early years of marriage, every penny counted to buy a house, to raise the kids, put something away for the future so that I could eventually retire. I sacrificed because it felt like it was the right thing to do. But fast forward to business. I bootstrapped hard those first few years. LTDs or lifetime deals were my jam. And I put off investing in important things like coaching and mastermind and even important tools for way, way too long. Eventually, I remembered something from my accounting days. Wealth isn't just about money or scrimping along. Wealth, whether it's time, money, or mental space, is about investing in what actually moves the needle. That's not to say I've become wasteful or you should either, but I'm more intentional now. I'll buy fresh organic food because it's better for my health. It might be a little more expensive, but in the long run, the benefits are there. A night at a five-star hotel with my husband, I'm all in. We just went to one on our way back from South. It was the best stop that we made. My favorite splurge, a coffee date with my girls, because that feeds my soul like nothing else. I don't get involved in other people's drama. I've always had hard, fast rules. I've never been into other people's mess. Not in high school, not when my kids were in school, not in business events, and certainly not now. I've always been even keeled and open minded. I like to listen to all the facts to stay objective, but these days it's getting harder and harder to do that. I have my no drama zone. I prefer to stay in my own lane instead of getting tangled up in other people's conflicts. Most of the time, they're not looking to resolve anything. They're looking for allies, for people on their side, for someone to validate their drama. I want peace and clarity. And if I want an adrenaline rush, I'll do something fun and adventurous. My time and energy is way too valuable to waste untangling someone else's messy situation for people who just want to be right. Now, give me a problem to solve, something that actually matters, and I am all in. I'll help however I can. I'm no longer putting important relationships on the back burner. While this doesn't sound like a thing I've stopped, it actually is because I'm no longer being overly selfish with my relationships. I've always been a people person, extroverted. I liked conversations and gatherings, being involved. Over the past couple years, I've become more quiet, introverted, more of a loner. I think I was overwhelmed with all the changes in my life, business pivots, my husband's retirement, the big question of what's next. Plus, throw in a pandemic and everything that came with it, and I crashed and burned. I took a step back to protect my time. But that turned into putting important relationships on the back burner. I was saying no to the wrong things, but now I'm being more intentional about when and where I show up, about being more present, about giving people the uninterrupted time they deserve. I acknowledge special occasions. I celebrate everyone's wins, no matter how small. Send notes to them to know that I'm thinking about them, extend lunch invitations to colleagues or friends, both virtually and in person. Send a quick DM just to check in and say, hey, how's it going? Everything doesn't have to be about what you stop doing or give up. Sometimes it's about what you start prioritizing to live your best life. Build a business that's sustainable and putting your mental health front and center. Now, this is the part where I promised myself I would get more courageous and ask. So if you've enjoyed this, give me a like, a subscribe, or tell me your thoughts on things you would give up.